Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome episode of Harm's Way Podcast. I'm your host, Craig. Across from me always is my loyal Cocker Spaniel brother, Eric. Eric, how are you doing today, motherfucker? I'm sorry for comparing you to a dog.
No, the first part of your intro is getting cringier and cringier, but the second part where you label me as something is just getting better and better.
Yeah, one day I'll put it all together for a total package.
You're still averaging a 5 out of 7, but
yeah, I'm like Ric Flair mixed with a burn victim. It's just not there yet.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. We're 2/5 of the way through this week. I was not ready to go back to work because of this. After this.
You had a long time off.
Vacation. Had a week.
That's a long time.
It is for me, actually. Yeah. So speaking of work, I got to run this by you. I got conscripted into this. What did they call it?
Gang?
Engagement.
No.
Council.
Blood in and blood out.
No, not like that. Basically, we did. This was way back at the beginning of the year. It was March or April or whatever. They released a survey they wanted everybody to take and whatnot. The results came back so bad that it just fucking shell-shocked management.
Oh my god, the same thing happened at the place we worked at. Alright, go ahead.
And,
why are people fucking surprised? Go ahead.
Well, none of us were. But it was kind of funny to watch them squirm. Well, anyway, they put together... they basically took people who wanted to volunteer for this, and they would basically... It'd be like a focus group thing, where we would level complaints and try to develop solutions and go back and forth and such.
Final solutions?
You're on thin ice.
And I'm fat, so it's not gonna.
No,
it's not gonna work. I'm sorry,
I lost my concentration. You're just.
Whoa!
You're fucking.
Now
evil.
Who's on thin ice?
You're fucking evil. So they.
You gonna go to camp?
When they started this thing, I wasn't a part of it.
Okay.
And then I had to sit down with my manager. This was probably a couple months ago at this point. Kind of just laid some shit out for him, and it was like, I'm done. I'm getting I really would rather not be employed here. And so he ended up consulting his manager and HR, being like, what the fuck do I do about Eric? And one of the things they're like, get him to be part of this engagement thing. And when I heard about it, I was like, okay, this isn't really a volunteer thing for me. I'm being told to do this as it'll be good for you. And I'm like, no, it'll be good for you. Because I have some shit to say too. I'm the only salary person involved.
Oh my god.
Which I find hilarious. Basically, in a month, I'm going to have my own union.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. But no, I'm optimistic for it. Well, actually, okay, so I was optimistic for it. We had the first meeting I was a part of was today. And I'm in there, and I got maybe half a dozen things to bring up of things we need to change and suggestions and stuff like that. And somebody brought up how there's lack of advancement opportunities, really. Pretty standard.
I.e. a ceiling.
Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff for a company that's shit in the bed, running into the ground. So I had seen it before too, so I was not at all surprised when this person brought this up. I was like, good, that's good, let's get that out there. And the HR rep immediately shot it down. I was like, nope, this is not the forum for that. This is not the forum for that. We're not going to talk about that. And all of us started looking at each other like,
so you're being censored.
What the fuck forum is this then?
Yeah.
And it happened a couple more times. People brought up, and like I want to hear what the hourly people have to say because I've talked to some of them before, and I've seen shit go down, and like I have my own axe to grind. From my perspective, with there's a lot of shit on my side of the fence that I have.
But your HR department is in this meeting actively censoring.
I've never been in a meeting where I was creeped the fuck out and I thought, this is a cult.
Because you're witnessing whitewashing.
I used to joke about my old employer being a cult just because you had bad actors who, whatever. No. The way this fucking meeting went today, I was like, this is a cult. I said, you want us to fucking waste our time doing this shit? And like, nobody got contentious. Nobody called anybody out. Everybody, a lot of people just very calmly brought up, here's an issue. Maybe we should do this. Other people chimed in and were like, maybe we should do this. Maybe this is a solution. From our end, it was really constructive, and I was glad to be a part of it. But, the HR person, like their initial response, like just shooting things down left and right, and we're not going to talk about it. We're going to keep this positive. We're going to keep.
Just what's positive?
We're like, what the fuck?
That's not the point of it.
I was very proud of one of my coworkers that was in there, and I think it was her. She said something like, we have to address the problem. It's not going to be positive. And yeah, it was just weird. It was the most fucking Stepford Wives fucking response that I could have got from HR. And I just said, "Fuck, this."
I've been there. I know what you're talking about.
The managers have the managers, HR, what people that run the fucking place. They have this cult mentality, and it creeped me the fuck out. It really, I've never been in a business meeting or a professional meeting in my professional career where I was bona fide creeped the fuck out.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was fucking weird.
So the only thing I have that comes close to that was, it's actually very close. You were still part of this when it was where we worked together, or where we worked at the same place. And it was the employee satisfaction survey, which I know that's not exactly what you guys are talking about, but
it's
a more broad, yeah.
It's for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing.
And
you want feedback from your employees.
I had the luxury of sitting in on the department that I just joined. I didn't sit in on the department that we were a part of together. Mm. But I heard those numbers, so I knew. And
what's funny is I explicitly remember being in those roundtables at my old employer.
Yeah.
And one of the engineers I worked with, very smart guy, he actually brought up lack of advancement opportunity because our org chart in the department we were in was so tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And you had a lot of guys that were like higher up that were only like 35, 40,
yeah,
weren't ever going to move on. So it's funny that.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. And I found it absolutely dumbfounding because the department that I was just now a part of, I've been a part of for maybe a month or two, whenever that happened.
Yeah.
And they put these numbers up, and they're like, baseline score for happy employees was like a 34 or some shit like that. Mm. And they put it up, and they're like, yeah, this department, based on everything, was a 17. So above 34 is, they're super fucking happy, and then below is, a 17. And I went, and I kind of looked around, and I'm like, am I understanding this correctly?
There was no intermediary. It was either you hated it or you loved it.
Pretty much. That's what it meant.
Yeah.
They said, this is where the company wants to be productive, proactive in caring about their employees and everything. And then here's a big fat fucking 17.
When we did this survey,
There's like 6 scales.
We came back at the end of summer, and they met. You had the plant manager, and then you had somebody from HR. Met with each group to discuss the aggregate score for your group.
Yes, yeah.
Ours was stupid as hell because there was 4 of us.
Well, yeah.
The engineering group, there was only 4 of us.
I remember they were telling you
it was like
anonymous.
Shit was. I remember looking at it and I knew where I stood. I knew where my friend next to me stood, and shit was just pegged to the right. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, I said, the other 2 assholes in this room just pencil whipped the shit out of this thing. Like, didn't even take it serious. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Because I saw all the scores and I thought, there's no fucking way.
Everybody scored super low, though. Like, based on those scores, nobody was happy at where we were at. Nobody was. Based on all those scores. And do you remember the funniest part? Because the group that I was in blew up the HR lady that we don't like, because in order to submit said scores or said thing, you had to attach your employee number to it.
Yeah.
So they asked her, they said, how is it anonymous? And they were like, oh, because third party only sees that. So they were like, well, how do you know that we all took it? And she goes, I have a list of everybody's employee numbers that checked in that day. So they're like, do you have the answers? And she's like, yes.
Yeah.
And the one lady goes, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
She's like, it's not third party if you're the one that sees the answers. And she didn't know what to say. She was like, and she's literally staring at a piece of paper with the answers on it.
Yeah.
For each individual. She's like, but there's not names, it's just employee IDs. How the fuck does that matter?
When we did our review, my manager was in the room with us, and he wasn't supposed to be.
Holy fucking shit.
And when maintenance did theirs, my manager, the guy who manages maintenance, and then my manager, who is his boss, were both in the room with them, and the techs refused to talk. And they sat there. I was told they sat there for like 10 minutes, nobody said a goddamn thing. And then finally, HR kind of like figured that's what was going on and told the 2 managers, get the fuck out of the room. And the one guy didn't want to leave. And they were like, no, get the fuck out of the room. And then after that, people kind of opened up and they were honest and whatnot. And yeah, let's bring the fucking managers in so that they can retaliate later, and that it's just fucking stupid. Nobody in that goddamn place uses their fucking head. I'm so just disappointed in how things are run. I am. It is just fucking mayhem.
Is that the story you want me?
I would give a shitload of money for some person in that place to just use their goddamn head one day.
Is that the story you wanted me to react to?
Yeah, about my council meeting that I got
it's funny because it's along the same lines of
it just gets worse and worse. That's the thing. Like, I thought we were going to walk in and like this was going to be a good, honest discussion. No, and then people start bringing things up and it's just, we're not going to talk about it. No, we're going to stay positive and all that. It's like, you people obviously don't give a shit about anything changing.
You have people that want to stand in the way of progress because it doesn't suit their agenda. And I feel like where you work now, there's a lot of that. I was just blown
we also
away
got flat out lied to
at the fact that HR was talking about these numbers and like they're putting these graphs up here and they're like, oh, this is pretty good. And this is the section of questions asking about your mental health during the workday. Your mental health during the workday, and the numbers were so staggeringly low.
Yeah.
And she's playing it off like it's a good thing.
That was the thing I forgot to mention. You know, we did our group review as the engineers. They also showed us like the aggregate for the location and for our plant, and then for the entire company. So we got to see those scores. We were like, we had to have been. The engineering group was a statistical anomaly. We were like 5 standard deviations away from everybody else. It was fucked. And so it was clearly evident. We had a group of 4 people, and 2. I don't want to say 2. I was honest. I know at least one other guy was honest. I figure one of them, maybe. Actually, there was 5 of us. 1 or 2 of them probably pencil whipped the shit out of it.
You need
Fucking
to leave.
whatever.
You need to get far, far away from that place. I don't know. I don't want to make every fucking show we do about how shitty your job is.
There's just new. There's new things that come up. That's what I just said. It just gets worse. Like, you can't fucking make this shit up.
I know. It's like
it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Untreated gonorrhea.
And I keep convincing myself that maybe something good will happen. It's like battered woman syndrome.
At this point, the only good thing that could happen is a fucking fire. That's the only thing. And even then, your fucking Skeletor guy will still be running in and out of there trying to label mahogany wood for his own fucking personal gain.
I love how nothing happened about that.
Yeah, I find solace in the fact that he'll probably die alone from some crazy, disgusting disease. But
yeah, it's
okay. What else you got? Anything?
I have a new hobby.
This has got to be good.
Oh, you're gonna love this.
All right.
I like going around to restaurants and shit. If they got a jar or jug on the counter that says tips, I'll grab like a napkin or something to write on real quick, and I'll write like Amazon is overvalued and leave it in the tip jar.
You are the biggest fucking nerd.
All right.
I think I've
the body's behind the subway on 4th Street.
Oh my god.
Throw it in there. Dice the ham before you put it in the omelet.
Jimmy Hoffa's on Shorban 3rd Street.
Yeah, that's a great one. I'll write that one down.
Get the fuck out of here, Eric. That's funny. I'll give you that. That's what's so the only thing I can really contribute to this is, do you think it is?
Man, thanks for coming out.
All right, you can
coming
find
down.
us on.
Thanks for coming down.
You say coming out?
Yeah, I said thanks for
of the
coming
closet?
out. No.
I knew it! No, I'm just kidding. You're not gay. Yeah, 17 minutes. Let's wrap it up. That's a good show.
What? Man, I thought we were at least a half hour in.
Oh, fuck you. No, because I'm trying to deter you.
It's kind of depressing. I took
trying to derail you from your workplace woes.
I took 17 minutes to talk about work again. God, I just need to...
No, I mean, I had some good things in there, too, I think. One of the things I wrote down, it's not really going to hold a candle to your fucking shit show you work with.
I get it.
But is it better to be rich or lucky? Take your time. Clock starts now.
Better be rich or lucky.
It's kind of a thinker, isn't it?
They don't really like that. They're not.
That's the point, Eric.
They're not really in the same league. I think rich. I think rich.
I feel like that's the point. I had a one-track mindset when I wrote this.
How lucky we talking? Like guaranteed Powerball win? Well, then you're gonna be both.
Like you're hanging 9, but you're also 6'4". You went to Jackson. Your first car was a convertible.
We're talking about being rich or being lucky.
Yes.
I don't know. Man.
No, that's lucky, obviously. I would think. I don't know, like lucky. You ever know those people that are just, they kind of have everything going for them? They can be rich too.
Yeah,
that's
they're usually
the
rich people.
Yeah, that's fucking. I played this out in my head, and I thought it'd be a great conversation.
This is invoking.
Personally, I'd rather be rich. I think.
Well, I mean, it's like, would you rather be wealthy
or
with a 1-inch dick?
Whoa.
Or would you rather be poor and have a 10-inch dick?
Bro, can you imagine 1 inch would be like such a try-hard size for a dick? Like, do you understand what you would have to do with that pencil eraser? Like, Jesus Christ.
What was the one you came up with? Would you rather have
a dick for a nose or a nose for a dick? Did we talk about that?
I don't know.
We'll save it.
We're getting far enough along that I can't remember shit that we did 2 months ago.
And I feel like if I bring something up, there's like, I got a little anxiety person in my head that's going, hey, shit stain, you might have talked about this on episode 13.
But the thing is, though, if it's funny as hell, we repeat it 2 or 3 times down the line, it doesn't matter. Somebody might pick that episode up before they're going to pick up episode 1.
Oh, I like saving.
So there might be some people out there like, oh, cool, new podcast. I'm not going to watch the first 30 episodes because they probably suck.
Which is really disheartening because I feel like 1 through 7 were
dog shit.
No, good. And then we had like a dog shit lull, and then we got better, and then another dog water 1 or 2, and then we started our climb. I feel like we fell a couple times, but we didn't fall as far as you think.
Somebody at work today told me they were looking to start a podcast. They were asking me about cameras and shit, and I got all giddy because I was like, "This is perfect.
Cool. Yeah,
I know so much more about this now."
Come on,
and I stood out there and I talked to him long enough to freeze my ass off because we were outside and he was on a smoke break.
You should have invited him on.
I would love to have him on. He's a great guy.
But you'd have to go get him, blindfold him, and then bring him here. So I don't want people you work with know where I live.
Well, he's like 6'7".
Oh, Jesus. He's not fitting in the Tundra. Or the Tacoma. I'm going the wrong truck. Fucking A.
The Toyota Tornado. Yeah.
It's the Tacoma.
The Toxic
is what people
the
call
Toyota Toxitoter.
Tacoma.
When I was in college, we had to do, when I was in senior design was split into 2 parts. You had prelim and you had detail. Prelim was just kind of just like learning about project management and systems engineering and shit.
Yeah.
Detail was when you got really into the meat and potatoes and actually like using skills from previous classes and shit. Trying to kind of wrap everything up and like.
You said meat and potatoes. I got really hungry, but yeah.
So yeah, there's a group of like 5 of us, and we had to like plan out and project manage the preliminary planning and shit for a CubeSat. You know what a CubeSat is?
Yes, Eric, I know what a CubeSat is.
Do you?
No. Fuck no.
It's just a satellite, and it's
just a satellite.
It's a small form satellite. There's like a standard
like up in orbit or like you put on shit.
Yeah, they fire them and they put them in orbit. But CubeSats are typically there's like standard dimensions, right?
Yeah.
And they'll double. They'll double them up. They'll have them in like a 6-pack. Just really small satellites that perform really specific functions and whatnot that are cheap to get up there to do science. That's
it. Like Pornhub's got one, right?
I don't know. So our project was doing the preliminary design on this CubeSat and planning out a mission, doing our concept of operations, main mission objectives, all that shit, working out all that shit. And we, every time you do something like this, you got to come up with a cool name for it. So we called our project Toxotes. It was some kind of fucking like African fish or some shit. I don't know. And we got up there to present at the end of the semester.
God,
one of the guys in my group, he got up there and he's like, yeah, the Toxitoter CubeSat. And like, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't catch it. My buddy, the one that was in the Army, he starts laying at this guy. He goes, Toxitoter? What the fuck is wrong with you? And he goes, I don't know, man. I just got up there and blacked out.
That's funny. That end of that was funny, but some of your nerd stories are so uncomfortable. They just they get me a certain way.
Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of times like that where we just bumblefucked our way through things in school.
That's
like
what college is.
Technical papers, projects, and shit like that.
You want to know how excited I was the first time I found out
the
difference between a lecture and a lab?
Yeah.
I had biology and I thought it was like a hands-on biology class, so I showed up all prepared with my books and shit. And it was a lecture I didn't even have to fucking go to because they didn't take attendance. And I'm like, okay, this is an hour and a half of my life I'll never get back. And then nobody told me that if you show up to the lab, you learn twice as much. And yeah, it's harder, but you get, like, I don't know, it's just better. College, fucking useless.
the labs are the hands-on shit.
You sit in a
write
giant
reports
bowl
and
for the
stuff.
lecture, and you just catch up on your sleep. That's all you fucking do. You really think anybody's gonna pay attention to this guy that makes 130 grand a year and drives a fucking Pinto? Like, waste is the thing I can think of when I think about college.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think.
No, you have a fucking
No. Here's my
excellent degree.
I don't think
studied art.
I don't think higher education or aspiring to a higher level of education and expertise, I don't think that's a waste. I think college is a waste. It's a waste of your time.
Yeah.
It's a waste of your fucking money. The way they go about it nowadays is a fucking racket. It is.
So just have
Well-
rich parents or be a YouTuber.
I had to take fucking English in college.
Yeah, English.
I was a hell of a writer. And
I learned how to
I don't
write.
usually brag on myself, but like that was one thing I was good at. I was a hell of a writer.
I liked writing too.
And I had to take fucking English again. It's like, great.
English
How many
com-
thousands of dollars did the school take from me for that fucking class?
Yeah.
And your first year and a half is that gen ed shit. Like,
Yeah.
it really, looking back, like, it's fucking robbery.
I had a really great English Comp 1 teacher, though.
And you can't get anything useful transferred either.
And I actually, like, fell in love with writing again because of this teacher. And I learned that I could write really good when I was fucking hammered. And I turned in a couple papers when I stayed up all night just drinking, just blacked out, didn't know what it said. It made the page requirement. I fucking turned it in. And she talks to me the following class, and she's like, "Hey," she's like, "that was a really profound piece you did." And I'm like, that's when I knew I had demons.
Oh.
Because I could drink to black out and then write a 4-page paper and get a fucking A.
Yeah.
And the teacher say that I had profound arguments within a paper.
Did I ever tell you?
Eric, what the fuck is wrong with me?
There was a... I don't know if I told this story. I don't think I did. I got a 12-pack of Steel Reserve,
Jesus. What?
and I was just like... I can't remember what I do. I think I was finishing up a paper.
Well, I hope you just opened your trash can and put them in there, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I was an idiot. No, this was a get drunk but still try, like, let's rage and still try to get some shit done kind of night.
You tried to be Hemingway?
I guess.
Oh.
Anyway, I was drinking for like fucking 8 hours or some shit. And so I think I got like 9 of these things down. I don't know. I was
9 Steel Reserves?
I was fucking smashed.
Ugh.
And I think I fell asleep for like an hour.
Power naps.
Well, I had a final the next morning, and it was one of these ones where I literally just, I was allowed to have a note sheet, and like I literally just had to copy down, like, it was all symbolic math. I didn't know what the fuck it meant anyway. So I literally just like had to copy this shit on paper. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna roll in there and go fucking do this and get it done with. And I get to campus, and I'm a little bit early. And as soon as I pulled in the parking spot, took my hands off the steering wheel, out. I woke up just cooking to death. You know, the sun had come up in
The
full
Florida
force.
heat.
Black interior of the Grand Dam. Oh, just profusely, just losing it. And I was like, oh my God! And I bail out. I'm dragging my backpack across the fucking asphalt over to the engineering college. I go up to the room, I walk in, and one of my friends is sitting in there, and this other girl that I knew were sitting in there too. But there was nobody else in the room. And I was like, wait, what time, when's the exam? And he goes, dude, you missed it. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta go find the professor. So I'm literally walking with my bag dragging on the floor behind me because I'm all just, I couldn't have been any more dehydrated. Like I was probably getting pretty close to needing an ambulance or something.
Jesus Christ.
I couldn't imagine how much like booze I probably smelled like.
Well, yeah.
Well, anyway, I get to his office, like, sorry, rough night, you know, just apologizing profusely. And he was kind of like this just really nice but awkward Asian guy. And he goes, yeah, come here. So I'm sitting in his office. He's just at his desk. I'm in a chair. He gave me the exam. I wrote down all the shit I needed to, handed it off to him, whatever. I get back to the apartment, And the next thing I remember is waking up on the couch. I had no pants on. And I honestly, for the life of me, couldn't remember if I had pants on when I left. When I woke up, it was like dark again. It's like fucking, it's like 8 p.m. It's like 8 p.m. And I woke up and I was like, wait a minute. Did I have pants on when I left? So I texted my buddy, the one that was in the classroom. I was like, yo, man, when I ran into you this morning, was I wearing pants? And he goes, honestly, I didn't notice. I mean, he's like, he said, you looked a little fucked up. And I was like, yeah, but was I wearing pants?
But listen, was I wearing pants?
And he goes, I don't remember. And, like, to this day, I don't know.
Is that when you realize that you need to stop rage dumping steel reserves?
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But to this day, I still don't know for sure if I showed up to that exam with no pants on.
I mean, you would have had something covering your dick. That's fine.
I had like boxer, like
I feel like if you
I had like long lanky boxers, so it's like it could have passed as like running shorts. So I wasn't like really.
If I walk down the hallway and there's a Neanderthal-looking motherfucker just 1,000-yard stared out of his mind, dragging his backpack in boxer briefs, I think I would have fucking laughed.
I don't know what I was thinking. I think. Here's the kicker.
That's hilarious.
I found out the next day the exam was extra credit.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was a weird night. I don't know what like my goal was. I was like, I'm just gonna like get some shit done, and just kept drinking, and then finally it all just fucking just crashed me. And then it didn't go away quickly at all.
I don't have too many stories like that. I just have like
I think I have
weird stories about stories about pranking and shitting myself.
Because I remember like
much it.
I remember flashes of when I was in the professor's office. I had like one leg over the other so I could write, and I remember seeing blue jeans. But the thing is, how do you trust like a flash of memory like that?
Maybe that's why he didn't like make eye contact with you or talk to you that much, because you're just sitting in his office in fucking boxers taking a retest for extra credit too. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
He's like, this guy's so hardcore.
It was just like I went through an entire day, and then was I wearing pants was just an afterthought.
Dude, when I fucked my knee up, my roommate and I took the remainder of my Vicodin, my 750s, and we like doubled down or something. We passed out for 16 fucking hours. We woke up, missed tests, classes. We had an extra day to do homework, but we thought we were gonna like take them and like play video games or watch movies or something. Bro, we both passed out, and it was awesome.
I remember
my knee felt better.
We did one of those freshman year. We did one of those long marathons playing Minecraft. Just never fucking play that game again. I haven't played it in a decade. I'll never play it again. It's over.
Minecraft.
But anyway, we got into a long, like 30-hour marathon of that shit. It was one of those like just out of nowhere you're waking up, you don't remember even falling asleep kind of deals. Yeah. I did that when I was on the futon of the guy across the hall from me. And it's just like sun's just coming up. It's really supple rays coming through the
don't say supple
through the blinds, and I was just like, I didn't even remember going to sleep. Don't know how long I was out. I just know I'm not in my room.
Supple.
I don't even know what that word means.
Supple? Yeah. I think it's usually used to describe breasts. Supple breasts. That's all I can think of. It's pretty bad when your adjective makes me want to fluff. Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, I am too. Because you use supple. I'm just kidding. It could be used like to describe fruit or something too. Maybe.
It's very supple peach.
Like supple. Why would you go to peach? Jesus Christ! Say apple or something. God.
Shut up.
I'm over here dragging legs. No, I'm just kidding. So then, like Rich, right? I'm just fucking.
Oh yeah.
That tangent took us so far. It's fine though.
Rich or Leggy?
So this is something I want to talk about. I need to. I feel like kind of in a funk lately. And like this happens every now and then. But you know how like you get that hungry mentality, like you have.
Like you got a fire in you.
Yeah. That's a good one. Like Mamba mentality.
You need to fucking move.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
You need to move your ass.
You wanna no, not necessarily like that. Just like for like striving more and like you wanna
rule the world.
Yeah, your ambition matches your direction that you're going in, and when one of those kind of kicks off in another way, you feel out of it. I feel like I'm almost losing my hungry mentality. Like I'm not complacent per se, but I feel like I don't have it anymore. Will it come back? I don't know. It kind of makes me a little nervous, but it's not saying that I've lost my ambition completely. I just feel like something's changed, something's different, and I can't quite put my finger on it. And I don't know how. How do you get that back or stop that or get out of that funk? You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever felt like that before?
Oh, physical fitness can help.
Yeah, but for me, it's always been mental. I told you like how I thrived on like doing interviews and stuff for jobs, and everybody else gets like super nervous when they do an interview, and I always took it as like I'm gonna make this person fucking love me, like kind of like that. I just feel like I don't have it anymore. Maybe it's because I'm not in like a sales position, a fully sales position like where I want to be, or maybe it's I don't know what it is. It could be. I really can't describe it. I don't know.
I don't know. Are you letting impatience get the better of you?
That could be it. That's fair.
Because that fucks with me sometimes.
I get to the point where I see myself and I see where I need to be, and if I'm not anywhere near that, I feel like that's when I kind of fall into where I'm falling right now.
Yeah, but you got to look at: are you taking
vitamins?
Are you taking appropriate steps?
That's the thing.
Are you taking appropriate size steps?
What are my steps?
Because you want to get A to Z. It's like, well, you got to go through the other letters first. You can't just jump from A to Z. You know what I mean?
Jumper, but yeah.
Yeah,
but I need.
You say shit like that, and then you just got done. Like I'm trying to explain to you why, like maybe this might be working, and then you just come up with some stupid fucking excuse, like, oh, I'm the. I don't even know what you fucking just said. Continue.
I said I'm a jumper. I said, you know me, I'm a jumper. That's not my excuse. I'm just saying that. That's why. Continue your explanation, because I feel like you were onto something before you decided you wanted to curse me. Cunt.
Yeah, like, man.
I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
I'll bleep it.
No, fucking leave it. Oh, no, because you're trying to make us all... Yeah. We need to... Eric's trying to make us go the way of the Jesus. We need to clean up our shows.
We should clean it up a little bit.
Yeah. But, no, I'm not giving excuses. I hate it when you use that as an excuse. Because, to me, I feel like when you think people are making excuses, you're not putting yourself in somebody else's position. You're automatically like, fuck you. You're not seeing it my way. Fuck you. It's an excuse. And that, again, I don't want to get into some huge debacle.
If every time a challenge presents itself and there's some kind of excuse to where you can't even attempt to overcome it or attempt to make your way around it, yeah, it's going to sound like excuses all the time. I can't think of a time where I told you, well, maybe you should do this, and you said, that's a great idea, Eric. Because usually...
Bullshit, that always fucking happens.
Usually you have something to come back with.
That always happens.
That I'm sitting here thinking...
Because you don't allow me...
That sounds like a fucking excuse.
...to give you my point of view. You think A to B, what I'm putting in front of you is how the situation is. You don't listen to the whole fucking story. So when I try and give you the whole fucking story, you're like, it's a fucking excuse. Put yourself in my shoes. Listen to me. And then oftentimes, if you listen, I'll say, you know what, your plan does sound good. Let me take that. Let me build off of that. And if I build off of that, you're like,
I can't think of anything, especially recently, where I'm like, no, you shouldn't do that. And you're like, yeah, you're right, I shouldn't do that. It's you. You don't listen to me.
It happens because you don't listen to me.
You don't make a habit of listening to me.
Eric, do I listen to you with every advice you get? No.
You don't listen to me with
I've
any
listened
advice.
to you before. I have.
Like what? Recently.
pulling out. I don't know, what the fuck do you want, man? You want a list? You're gonna have to give me some time to think of something. Because if you notice, you don't give me advice that often. That's a joke, because you give me advice on fucking everything. Go ahead. Your A to B thing. Yes. All I was saying was, you know me, I'm a jumper. I was not making an excuse or telling you to shove your fucking idea up your ass. I was just making a claim, okay? I'm sorry. Fucking continue. Bleep and continue.
So you were just joking.
No, I was just being me, you know.
Oh, yeah, you were just joking. Okay, that's fine. But I want to know, like, if I'm telling you this, are you taking it serious?
I take everything you tell me serious. You know why? Because I love you.
Noted.
And I appreciate your opinion.
Smash this fucking mic over your head.
I appreciate your opinion. I feel like, I don't know. Again, I don't want to get into it. We have our own ways of butchering moments. But yes, breaking it up into steps is a very good idea.
Yes.
Right now I'm on
steps.
step 1, which is acknowledging that I have a problem. Where do I go from here? And if you tell me to go fuck myself, I'm going to be really fucking angry.
I'm taking it serious. I was trying to think through this. Like, okay,
yeah.
What step?
Drugs.
What's your problem?
I don't know, the past 15 minutes I was explaining to you my problem.
Motivation, or lack of motivation, lack of drive.
It's not, I'm always motivated. It's my X factor has always been like my hunger. Like, I have to do this to feed my family. I have to do this to, and I don't know, like personal gain. Like I wanna fuck, this is getting really hard to explain. Yeah, we'll say my motivation, yeah. What do I do? Step 1, acknowledging that something is different, and this happens from time to time. And I'm sure this is normal. A psychologist or psychiatrist would probably be like, "Oh yeah, this is normal. You're morbidly obese and 33. You're gonna feel at some point in your life that shit's not going the way you thought it would in your 20s and teens. Maybe that's what it is."
Acknowledge this problem.
Normal person would turn to drugs.
Step
I can't
2.
do that.
What are your goals?
Professionally or like personally?
Anything. Pick one thing. Pick one thing. What's a goal?
Goal. I would like to...
I'm not an expert or a life coach or anything, so I'm just shooting from the hip here. But
Shooting
I know, like, we're talking about the Mamba mentality, and...
See, now I feel uncomfortable when you say that. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. My goal would be, in a year, to have a full-time sales position. Professionally.
Okay.
Personally, I don't know. What's our goal with this? I would like...
Step 1, stop pissing off your coworkers. Step 2, start working on, rein in the...
How do you think I piss off my coworkers?
You get a little cavalier with what you say.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of one time that I pissed them off. Or at least if I did, they didn't tell me.
I don't want to get into it, but you know what I mean. How you get cavalier with what you say.
Yeah.
You're going to need to bring the professionalism level up.
Yeah.
You're going to need to play the part. You want to be in this position, but your fucking hair is purple. You don't fucking trim the beard, mustache shit. You don't clean yourself up. You're gonna have to play that part. That's just that's the game.
That's fair.
You're gonna have to play that part.
I don't plan on having purple hair forever.
You don't work for yourself, so you can't have purple hair. It's just a fucking rule. So you want this position, you gotta play the fucking game. I know you can play the game. Clean yourself up. Be professional. Be personable. You can be personable without getting too cavalier with what you say, and still build good relationships with the people who are going to be your clients. Start with your coworkers. Start with them.
I have started.
But you got to clean up and play the part.
To not be me as much with people that are around me at work. Like, I've tried to like tone down the cussing and the being loud and obnoxious.
Oh,
I agree.
Another
with you.
thing you do have that you do have a problem with, and I'm not trying to grill you.
Porn.
No.
Oh.
Who wrote your resume?
You haven't seen it since I redid it?
Did you redo it?
Yeah, I redid it. Well, I fixed all the stuff that...
Because I know when you applied to work with me, you didn't write your resume. And that really pissed me off.
I spoke it. I didn't type it. That's
There was another example I had.
2.5 years ago?
There's another example I had where you
Ass. It said ass. In my
delegated.
resume.
Well, yeah, there was that.
Well, to be fair, I'm a very good delegator.
That's what I'm saying. If you.
What? Say
I
it.
don't know.
My resume's been fixed, yes, Eric, and it has.
I'm
been
glad
used.
this last time around you did it yourself. You took responsibility for it. You did it yourself.
All I had to do was
Even
fix
if you
some
rewrite
things.
the fucking thing at 2 a.m.
And then I had to put in my new. I had to put in my new position, obviously.
But like, somebody with the drive to go after a goal, to take no prisoners attitude, I want to control the situation. You see it in all these hyper successful people, these self-made people, the drive and ambition they have. They got a resume to write. None of them are going to have resumes to write. But a simple task like, I got a resume to write, or whatever, they're not going to give a fuck if it's 2 in the morning. If it's got to get done, goddamn it, they're going to do it. They're going to do it right then. That's the kind of mentality you got to have. Not I'll just pass this off to my wife and she'll fucking do it for me.
So, without you thinking I'm making excuses, can I tell you the story behind her doing that resume for me?
I found it unacceptable.
Okay. So
I just stone cold found that unacceptable.
Okay.
It looked like...
I thought the format it's in is great. And I still have it in that format, too.
I think I gave you the format.
You gave her the format, yes.
But the other thing is, you turn a resume and you gotta know what's on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You don't know what's on it. They're gonna ask you about it. If it's clear you don't know what's on your resume, they're gonna show you the door.
I mean, I knew everything that was on there because I didn't know the misspellings. Okay? So did I proofread it? No. I didn't.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just like the bullet points about your jobs, like your job functions and stuff like that.
I didn't find anything wrong with them. I did clean them up, and I did remove, like, I'm officially at the point where I don't need, like, a lifeguarding position I did in 2011 on there anymore. So obviously I cleaned it up some. So the bullet points you're talking about may or may not still be there.
Well, I'm just saying, like, something that has to, like, with this job, something that has to do with project management.
So you're saying, basically, to get my mentality or motivation, drive, my X factor back, is to clean up my appearance, check myself at work, which I'm in the process of doing, and basically suck it up and do what I can. You could say yes.
Are we still talking about
I'm
particular?
I'm reviewing what
goal.
you told me to do because it sounds like a solid plan so far. You've given me more
the last
insight.
The last one there sounded kind of. It sounded kind of broad, so I didn't know if we were talking about the one specific goal or if there's other shit. But as far as that one specific goal, yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah, that's why I'm
That's a
agreeing
good start.
with you, Eric.
There's also other things like it's going to take time.
I know.
I told you that a million times. I think I'm impatient as fuck. I think you're a million times more impatient than I am.
I am.
I think you are. I really do.
I am.
I've let that destroy me before.
Yeah, welcome to my world. No.
And I think you're way worse.
The problem with me is I
Gotta
have to
give
get
things time.
I get like an idea and I do something, and then I get to a super close part where I get really nervous and then I fuck off on it for a while. Or I just never go back to it. Which it could have taken me in a cool direction, it could have done something for me, or it could have crashed and burned if I would have let my impatience take me to the finish line, if you will. But we'll never know. Those ones, it's kind of like a built-in fail-safe in my head, I think, which I'm okay with, but like the biggest thing for me is like trying stand-up and something like that, or taking my writing a little bit further. I wish I had the motivation or drive to jump right into that and let my impatience kind of fuck me up with that. That's the one thing I do. But I kind of concede to the things that hold me back with that. Yeah, I am impatient. It's because I know what I'm capable of, and I don't know, I get really discouraged if I feel like I'm not being utilized at my full potential. But then I'm at this weird point where I don't even know what my fucking potential is anymore.
I think that goes back to being patient. I think you get it in your head that any given thing you try is going to happen overnight. I think you do.
You're literally just describing me at this point. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not disputing anything you're saying. But I'm also, I don't know how.
Yeah, but what are you going to do about it?
Well, obviously nothing overnight. See? I fucking listened. I think my step one has got to go a little further, though. I think I need to take some time, and I think I need to sit the fuck down and maybe just even, like, realize some things. Like, maybe I don't have this inner greatness that I thought I did when I was younger. Or maybe I need to curb it. Not necessarily give up on some things, but I need to curb it, and I need to check myself, I think. And be like, look, yeah, some stuff is going to take time. The stuff you're worried about, you need to try. You need to do something. To come up with a fucking plan. But also, I just need to... I've been so focused on other people for so long, and taking care of everyone for so long, I've never really taken time to see what I want long term, I guess. Also.
Or explore.
Yeah. Like, I'm so grateful for what we do with this, because it gives me opportunity to find out about myself and find out things, and just I just think it's fucking cool, and it's a great time to spend with you. But I don't know, I think I need to take some time and just, I don't know what you do. Sit in the dark, sit outside. I feel like I've had that time before, but it's been like when we've hunted. When we went hunting in the early season, and maybe that's what I'm missing now is our ability to go in the woods and see deer, shoot at deer, but also take that time to reflect. I feel like I've always reflected pretty well when deer hunting or fishing. I didn't go fishing this summer, so I didn't get to dump any time or effort and money into that. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what it is. Just some little things I feel like I'm missing every now and then, that they're adding up and they're making me feel like they're bigger than they are. Maybe, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm not gonna like fucking kill myself or something. It's nothing like that. I just think I need to take some time.
I wouldn't think you would.
And figure myself out. Well, they say you never know, but that's not what I'm saying. I got too much to live for. Plus, I'm a pussy. I can never kill myself. Not unless I could run full speed into a wood chipper. That would be one fucking hell of a way to go.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
I disagree.
You'd go leg first?
No, I wouldn't do a wood chipper.
You wouldn't go head first into head first, not like arms, like sailor dive into a wood chipper. You wouldn't do it?
No, I wouldn't. No, not a wood chipper.
Okay.
What do you think What do you think like the worst, not so common but could still happen, kind of way to go would be?
Okay, so I'm going to deflect on this, and I'm not going to talk about my biggest fear, but I will talk about some horrible ways to die.
What's worse, falling into an active volcano or middle of the ocean and you're just surrounded by sharks?
Middle of the ocean, surrounded by sharks.
You think that's worse?
They're gonna pick you apart. You dive headfirst into a volcano, it's over. Either way, quick.
Yeah, you're right.
Worse as far as what, pain or like giving back to the ecosystem?
I don't know.
Because I feel like if you want to give back to the ecosystem, you let the sharks have you.
Yeah, I think. God damn. That's just, I don't want to think about that shit.
But if you're talking about me ending up like the masturbating man in Pompeii, that's a different way to go. That's
they
awesome.
found a guy that was
just beating his...
just flogging his dolphin
God.
to the bitter end.
Dude's feeding chickens as it's raining fucking fire. Yeah. What a man. Now, in all reality, that guy could have been a pervert. He could have been mentally ill or sick in some way, but masturbating man of Pompeii, we salute you. Because he saluted himself. Worst ways to go?
It's just like you die and that's it, and you never know that you're the masturbating man of Pompeii.
Oh, you think he's like in some like afterlife? Like, look at that pervert, and then he goes, "Oh fuck."
Because I always used to like you think about like Isaac Newton or somebody who was very instrumental to scientific advances and stuff like that, or like Dante, who wrote Dante's Inferno.
Hugh Hefner. Oh, we're not on the same scale. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm talking like historical figures, people that lived a long time ago. You know, it's kind of cool that like Dante wrote this book, what, 700 years ago or some shit, and it's like, man, it'd be pretty sweet if he knew that we're still reading this thing 700 years later. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
I mean, let's save the afterlife talk for another episode when we got 3 fucking minutes left. But
do we have 3 minutes left?
Yeah, we're at 57.
Damn.
We hit a time warp when we started talking about my shitty life. No, I'm just kidding. My life's not shitty.
I think you got problems.
Oh.
You. I think you got a lot of problems that are holding you back.
Yeah, that's hence the last 22 fucking minutes.
Okay.
Just hit me with the, I think you got a lot of problems. Elaborate. Jesus Christ.
Well, we said identify the problem. You gotta identify the problem, then you move on from there.
When the words
I
of
think
the
you
late
got a
great,
lot of problems.
the words of the late great Jay-Z, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Just kidding. He's not dead.
I was gonna say I don't know that much about.
I was just making you think.
That side of the industry.
Worst ways to die. I feel like falling down the stairs would be up there.
What?
Falling down the stairs.
That's the worst way to die?
One of the, yeah.
No.
Something as remedial as a task as walking down the stairs and you fuck it up. I feel like that's a pretty bad one. Like, your elders are going to be waiting for you in heaven, and they're going to be like, you fucking idiot. All you had to do was put one foot in front of the other, and you fucked it up.
You're saying it's bad because it's stupid? It's just a stupid way to go?
Stupid way to go.
It's a stupid way to go. I don't think it's a bad way to go. I don't think that's worse than a fucking volcano.
Way worse than a fucking volcano.
What?
If you dive into a volcano headfirst, that's pretty fucking epic. People up there or down there are going to have great things to say about you. If I trip and I fall down 14 stairs and I can't fucking do that, people up there or down there are going to be like, way to fucking go, idiot. Stupid ways to die have got to be the worst. Definitely. You ever watch the show where the guy's in the Middle East, guy's got the RPG, peeks around the corner to fire it, his friend's running behind him, and the back blast takes his head off?
Yeah.
Puts him temple to temple? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got
I have seen that.
Pretty shitty. drinking, dying
Ooh.
while under the influence, doing stupid shit. That's got to be up there. Those guys that do like the building hold-ons or like the cliff hanging,
That
and they're
shit.
like and then they fucking
They try to pull
slip.
themselves back up and then they can't do it.
Yeah.
I've seen that before too, and I'm like, why?
The ones that are videotaped
Fucking
are
why?
cringy. Like, I can't watch that shit. Dude felt like 600 stories. Like, he was literally
600.
nothing when he fucking hits the ground.
I
He fell and passed the birds.
had something I was gonna say. Dying by like poison.
Poison?
Poison's got to be up there with some of the worst ways to go.
Depending on what poison, but yeah.
So we've established like sailor diving into a volcano.
Yeah, I love how that's where we went first.
It's probably not that bad actually.
It's that, and then
It's epic. It's epic.
yeah. If you see,
And it's quick.
if you see somebody doing that,
Sharks are way worse.
sharks gotta be worse.
Piranhas would probably be
Snake
those
bite
sharks.
or poison. Yeah.
Poisoning and shit.
What is it? The Russell's Viper.
Ingesting a bunch of glass. Is
Russell's
probably pretty
Viper in Vietnam makes you bleed from every orifice in your body till you die. That's got to be pretty fucking epic bad. I feel like fighting wildlife would be pretty epic too. Like, you're squaring up with a grizzly to give your family like a chance, and I mean you're getting some licks in. Are you hurting it? Probably not.
bad. Would you rather get killed?
But it's fucking you up, and then you get up there, and people are like, "Hey, bravo."
Would you rather get taken out by a grizzly or a gorilla?
Grizzly.
Yeah, I think I'd take the grizzly.
Gorillas have this thing. Monkeys or apes have this thing where they bite genitals. Don't ask me how I know this, but I feel like that's not the way I want to go. If a grizzly bites my genitals, it's because he's trying to, finish me off. If a gorilla bites my genitals, it's because he wants to bite my fucking genitals. How fucking weird is that?
I don't know.
But
It's
also,
pretty weird.
a grizzly, what is? I'm pretty sure you're supposed to, if it's a female grizzly, you're supposed to sit still or play dead, and you have a pretty good chance. A gorilla is just going to use that as weak. You're a soft target. You're weak meat. Oh, he went limp. Let me bash his fucking face in
Yeah.
now.
Well, I am at the right level of uncomfortable to wrap this thing up. So,
I think that was
it's good.
bravo.
Good.
Great wrap up.
It's good.
It's good.
It's
good.
As always, you can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, Ghana. Video will be uploaded to YouTube, Harm's Way Podcast. It'll be uploaded to
Timber.
Rumble as well. Still slinging them up there. Pretty much everything's Harm's Way Podcast except TikTok, which is Harm's Way 8993. We also have an Instagram account. You can see clips from the show on there at Harm's Way Podcast. Not much news as far as the show goes. We're still rolling.
Trying to get my
You all right?
mojo back. Yeah, sorry.
Jesus.
Just drifted off a bit there. I was thinking about bears.
Oh,
I hope
my
you're fucking happy.
All right. Play us out, Craig.
Give us a like, comment, subscribe, give us a try. First one's free. Until next time, guys, we'll be having a show probably Friday night. I think Eric wants to do one.
Oh, yeah. That's an update we can talk about.
Sunday night. One of these, Justin
We're
is
gonna-
going to be joining us pretty soon.
The goal is to film and record Sunday night, Tuesday night, Friday night. Yeah.
TFS.
But so you can expect
That's TF.
you can expect the audio going out to Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, Ghana on Sunday night, on Tuesday night, and on Friday night. Videos will be uploaded the following days, which would be Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Because it gives me time to do editing, mess around with stuff,
Yes.
maybe make improvements and shit. Really sucks to do.
Bleeping out some stuff.
It really sucks to do a recording on like a Tuesday night and then try to get it out Try to get it edited and shit and out in a timely fashion. By the time I get it out, it's like 11 o'clock. It's like, fuck, everybody's going to bed anyway. Fuck it. I'm going to find it tomorrow morning anyway. So
I'll drive in.
And also, I need sleep at some point, so.
He did the truth. Oh, God. What the fuck?
I don't like to rush getting this shit done.
You don't like to be rushing?
Anywho. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Until next time, mother truckers. We love you. So please love us. Bye.